Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih semua sudah pada join di perkuliahan kita. Hari ini kita ada kedatangan dosen tamu ya, dosen luar biasa. Beliau namanya adalah Profesor Hitoshi Iwahashi. Nah, untuk kalian yang mengikuti perkuliahan ini, mohon Ibu harapkan aktif. Kenapa? Karena Prof. Iwahashi ini dia itu sudah memiliki H-index lebih dari 52. Jadi nanti kalau misalnya lebih dari 50 ya kalau nggak salah Ibu, itu boleh kalian cek di Scopus. Nah, Prof. Iwahashi ini kepakarannya itu tentang food fermentasi. Nah, kalau misalnya kalian mau tanya, nah nanti tanya saja. Nah, untuk kalian yang mengambil mata kuliah metabolomik sama bakteriologi dan food hygiene yang aktif itu akan diberikan nilai tambahan untuk partisipasinya itu sekitar 5 sampai 10 poin. Ya, jadi diharapkan kalian kalau misalnya ada pertanyaan mohon ditanyakan saja langsung ya. Kemudian sebelum memulai ada yang mau ditanyakan lagi dari ini siswa? Oke, dari tidak karena tidak ada ini kita mulai saja ya perkuliahannya. So Prof Iwahashi, the Zoom is yours. You can give your lecture.
I may start?
Ya.
Okay. One moment, I'll share. Oh, yeah. これかな? You can see slide?
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah. So thank you very much for coming my lecture. My name is Hitoshi Iwahashi. Now I belong to Gifu University and some committees and some university. These are just a moment. These are work where I have no salary. But here I got some small salary. Okay? And this is my CV. You see this? How old is this? When I was 20 years old, my schoolmate wrote, so not so big difference. I was already old when I was 20 years. So I was born in Wakayama City. This is very important in this lecture. Don't forget. I will introduce some fermentation food from Wakayama City. Okay. And I graduated Hokkaido University. Hokkaido University is located in north of Japan. You know, maybe you know, small island, not small, one island that is close to, not close, but when winter, we may walk to Russia because of the ices. Anyway, North Place. And I got PhD in that university. And I got job in Fermentation Research Institute. That was the smallest institute in Japan. But when it was 2011, I went to Gifu University. So when I go to, I changed the job, my institute became one of the biggest institute in Japan. because of the connection and something like that. Anyway, we have very big earthquake in Japan. So when I have the party for me, it was earthquake day. So my celebration was canceled about 15 years ago. After that, now I am these conditions. And this is special university, the University of Japan. If you come to Japan, you can see my lecture because this is a broadcasting university. And we have the TV program in BS. I don't know what is BS, but not general. But if you stay in hotel, you can see. And some university I am, and I have the position and I have the lectures. Especially this time is about fermentation, but different. I'll tell you later. So today is this. I cannot see well this because of the some. I don't know how to. Hmm. Anyway, okay. Anyway, this is here. Okay. I can see. So this is the title of today, and next week I'll talk about some complicated fermentation, but about 400 years ago. But that is very traditional Japanese brewing fermentation. And in May, I will talk about the precise microbial ecosystem or some findings using next generation sequencer. So we will study fermentation, but we can find something new. And I don't know in Indonesia, in Japan, some people believe microorganisms is Superman, but power of microorganisms are limited. And I will talk about that, especially focusing medicine, public health, and food, environment, and chemical industry, and energy, and microorganisms, and culture, I'll talk. Indeed, I start fermentation studies when I went to Gifu University. Before that, I didn't study food, indeed, because my institute belonged to Ministry of Industry, so I didn't study. And when I have the lecture in Open University of Japan, we select the theme by without our expert, means weak point we try to explain. So I will study about genetics or genetic engineering, but I didn't study fermentation food. So I had to study fermentation food, and I found that is very interesting. And I started to study fermentation food. For example, Yorani-san come to my lab and she studied fermentation. So indeed, I didn't know well about fermentation. Many topics and many things Yorani-san teach me. San is like a sa, okay? So if you come to Japan, you can say Iwahashi-san. If you call san, that's it, okay. In Korea, shi, okay? Hmm? No, why? Please? Why? Okay. So now, fermentation and spoilage. Do you know what is the difference? Some student, can you understand? Fermentation and spoilage.
Ada yang tahu nggak apa perbedaan fermentasi dengan pembusukan? Diva mungkin bisa jawab.
They are familiar to fermentation or not?
Ya, they are familiar with fermentation.
Okay.
Feren, Feren ya,
Yeah.
boleh Feren?
Yes, I wanted to try to answer, but please correct me if I'm wrong. But as far as I know, fermentation is like reprocessing food that is about to go bad, or making raw material more nutritious than it was before, while spoilage is like uh, it cannot be reworked, as far as I know.
Yeah. You are correct. And if you can eat fermentation, if you cannot eat spoilage, that's all you may understand. If you have sick, that is spoilage. But so some fermentation food is not eatable. It depends on country. So now I have the lecture about spoilage in university because that is medical university and I am teaching this. But I studied fermentation. Okay? This is a key point. So if you can eat, everything is fermentation. If you become sick, not fermentation, just spoilage. Okay? So we have to know the size of microbes. This is just roughly size, not exactly, but you just understand. For example, E. coli. This is a prokaryotic microbe. It's about 1 micrometer, 1 micrometer, micrometer. And plant and animal cells and yeast. This is a eukaryotic cell. The around 10. And viruses, like coronavirus, is less than 100 nanometer. So roughly you can understand, you may understand the size. This is not exactly correct, but roughly you may understand about the size. And ribosome and DNA is smaller. And this is Bacillus subtilis or Bacillus satirus. American people say Bacillus satirus. In Japan, we say Bacillus subtilis. Anyway, this is microbes, and this is fermented. We use this microbes for fermentation, and that fermentation food every day I eat, and probably similar fermentation food you have in Indonesia. I will tell you later. And Escherichia coli. This is very famous microbes. If you have the laboratory training, you may use Escherichia coli. Very easy microbe. And sometimes some strain cannot survive in nature. So very safe microbes. But some Escherichia coli have very dangerous properties. And size is like this. Okay. And Staphylococcus aureus. This is also microbes. And my micron is here. Okay. Sometimes this is dangerous microbes. And Saccharomyces cerevisiae. This is very important microbes for fermentation, but probably not for you. Because in Indonesia, you cannot drink alcohol. So alcohol producer, but it plays a role in lot of fermentation food. And this is Bacillus subtilis. So big Saccharomyces cerevisiae is bigger than Bacillus. And this is diploid. And this is eukaryotic. So 2N and haploid N. So size is different. And generally in fermentation, we use diploid because we isolate from nature. In nature, Saccharomyces cerevisiae is in the type of diploid, not haploid. So this is an image or a picture of microbes. And this is Aspergillus oryzae. Sorry, you can hear dog sound? No? Okay. Okay.
No?
Then,
Yeah, we didn't hear it.
okay. I have 3 dogs.
Oh,
One cat is here. Okay. Anyway. And so size is different. Aspergillus oryzae is like that. This is spore. And size is like that. So oryzae is very big. And probably this is not probably. In Japan, this is one of the most important microbes. National microbes, we say. So this is a homework for everyone. Probably you have the fermentation food in your hometown. Please write and send that answer to Yorani-san, Yorani sensei, Professor Yorani. No, substitute.
yeah.
So what is your fermentation food in your hometown? Okay,
Yes.
so I will show you fermentation food of the world. I think you know cheese. Probably you know cheese. And yogurt. Probably this is also known. And the bread. This bread is also fermented food. Probably some people do not know bread is fermentation food. And this is so shows the origin of country. Cheese unknown and yogurt Central Asia, bread Middle East, and this is raw materials. And here fermenting micro listed. In many cases, lactic acid bacteria and yeast plays a main role. Wine. Probably you didn't know, you didn't drink wine. But this is very famous in the world. And anchovy. Anchovy is sardine in Europe. And Myanmar in China. And this, tempeh, Indonesia, soybeans. And these are species. And this is similar to Japanese traditional fermented soybeans. I'll show you later. And sauerkraut in Germany, and salami sausage, Italy. This is pork, probably you don't eat. And honghue. Eh? I forget the name. And Surströmming. Johannes-san, you know Surströmming?
Surström,
Mm.
is it the fermented fruit from Europe, I think?
Yes, you
Yeah.
know. Okay. And kiviak. So I'll show you later. These three are very good smell in the world. I have experience honghue and Surströmming, but no experience about kiviak.
Yeah.
If you find kiviak, please send me. I'll give you 100%. I'll ask to give you Yorani Sensei.
Oh my God. Oh, I know it.
Kiviak, I want to eat, but
Oh,
I'll show you how to make. Not I. Chappy made for me. Chappy means chat GPT. Now yogurt. I'll show you how to make yogurt. So I think you have yogurt and you eat. Yeah. Thank you. Now reaction is very good. I can see the reaction. So this is very good enough for me. And Charumita-san, smiling. That is very good. And this is yogurt in Japan. And this is yogurt in Indonesia, I think. Have you ever seen? No.
I
I
think, yeah, they have a fermented fruit. Fermented meal. In West Sumatra, we call it dadia. It's how can I say? They make it from meal of buffalo.
buffalo.
Yeah,
Huh?
buffalo. And then they put it into bamboo, and then they fermented it for 3 days, maybe two or 3 days. I
So
didn't know exactly.
natural
Yeah,
fermentation.
natural fermentation.
Yeah.
And they close it using a banana leaf. Yeah,
Ah,
because of different bamboo, they will
okay.
have a different kind of yogurt. The
Yeah,
liquid one and the Greek one, I mean like
yeah,
thick, something
yeah.
like that. Mm.
Oh, I see. So many countries have their own yogurt, probably. So very easy for producing yogurt. Probably one of the most easy fermentation food for producing. So you have the milk and you just put lactic acid bacterium. Generally, we produce these yogurt in some factory and not natural fermentation. And sometimes we keep the seeds at home. In many places, they have the seeds at home. So family specific seeds they have. You have in Indonesia, no? Maybe no. And natural fermentation yogurt. So like banana yogurt and bamboo using. And in that case, natural fermentation yogurt. But in Japan, almost all artificial fermentation yogurt. Because we have no habit drinking milk about 200 years ago. We always eat fish and beans. We didn't eat meat. So we have no such experience for making yogurt. So we have many, so yogurt probably. And this is very famous yogurt, Bulgarian yogurt. This is fermented by Lactobacillus bulgaricus and Streptococcus thermophilus. So this and this. This is Lactobacillus. So Lactobacillus, you can have to image like this shape. And Streptococcus is like this shape. And this is Japanese yogurt, but very famous in Japan. So many people like Bulgarian yogurt. You have the Bulgarian yogurt in Indonesia? You have, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
okay.
have it.
Yeah. Students say, do like this, and I understand. Thank you. So Lactobacillus and Streptococcus we use fermentation. For bread, I know that in Indonesia, Japanese bread is very popular in Indonesia, no?
Yeah, very
Yeah, they
popular.
like yeah. So bread is also fermentation food, indeed. How ferment? Use the Saccharomyces cerevisiae. This produce alcohol, but also produce carbon dioxide.
Mm.
So just for fermentation, generally for making some new product, but in the case of bread, they just produce carbon dioxide. Of course, there are some flavors, different flavors. And anyway, just change the size because carbon dioxide is produced. And this is of fermentation. So there must be optimum size of fermentation. Probably here, you shouldn't eat this good fermentation because this contains alcohol. So how to make? We use wheat flour, and butter and milk and mix and needs the dough. we call this sometimes in fermentation food field dough is used. Which you know dough. And probably here already yeast is included. And fermentation by yeast. Sorry, Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Just making bread bigger, dough bigger, and making some shape and baking. This is a bread. So bread is also fermentation food. See? Danke. This is Indonesian. I don't know how to.
Ya,
Da-
danke, danke,
Danke,
danke,
danke,
danke.
danke, danke, and keju,
Ya,
keju. Yeah, this is cheese. Cheese is also relatively easy. But then you know how to make cheese. Cheese manufacturing process was shown here. So similar to yogurt, you put lactic acid bacterium. Of course, there's a natural fermentation cheese, but generally we use lactic acid bacterium. And you will make a yogurt like yogurt. Liquid can be produced, and we put rennet. This is an enzyme known as rennet, and this break down proteins and solidify or precipitate. So that's why cheese become solid. And coagulations and ripening. This ripening is very different among countries. So probably you have the cheese. So yes, you had this. Probably different type or ripening is different. And so they Gouda cheese. This must be camembert. And this is blue cheese. And probably this is washed type. This may be camembert. I don't know. And this is, I forget the name. And this is Indonesian cheese. Have you ever eat blue cheese? Someone ever eat? No? Okay. Very good taste.
cheese in Indonesia is expensive, Sensei.
Really?
Mm.
So you can make by yourself.
Yeah.
Please try blue cheese. That is very good taste. So we have many kind of cheese. In Japan, very famous cheeses, processed cheese. Processed cheese is not natural. It means mixed cheese. So that is very low prices. When I was primary school, I ate processed cheese, not natural cheese. I didn't know natural cheese indeed until university student. And when I was about 20 years old, I ate this blue cheese. That was surprising. For me, this is not fermentation, spoilage. It depends on people. So, natto. Natto is Japanese tempeh. I think Indonesian people know natto. Yeah. So this is fermented by Bacillus satiras. When I was a student, we say this strain, species, Bacillus natto. But Bacillus natto and Bacillus satiras is same now. So we say Bacillus satiras now. And this is a natto. This is fermented Bacillus. And we say, maybe in Indonesia, you may say natto is Japanese tempeh. We say tempeh, Indonesian natto. Tempeh. You know tempeh, how to ferment. Okay. I ate several times when Yorani-san was in Japan. She cooked and gave me. It is like raw beans for me. So tempeh and natto is very similar. So this is soybeans. And I don't know exactly about tempeh, but probably very similar for fermentation. Generally, using the vinegar, you boil soybeans, and this is boiled soybeans, and you use rhizops olivosporus. Maybe others. And in the case of natto, Bacillus satiras, subtilis, we use. Now, many natto in Japan is produced by using Bacillus subtilis and not natural fermentation. It is not easy for fermenting because this fermentation is carried out in the condition of neutral pH. In lactic acid bacterium like yogurt and cheese, in the case of yogurt and cheese, they decrease pH, but microbes cannot grow. But Bacillus satiras grows in neutral pH, and many microbes can grow. So it's not easy to ferment natto. But once you put vinegar, it may be acidic, so more safer. I think tempeh is more safer, I think. So you ate tempeh so often in Indonesia?
Yeah, because the price is not too expensive, so and a lot of people sell it in
Yeah.
here. Mm.
Natto is about 100 yen. So $1, less than $1.
Yeah.
Every day I eat
Natto.
natto. Yeah.
Mm.
In lunchtime.
Mm.
And this is the nutritional value of natto and tempeh. Very similar. So anyway, this value become enhanced. And this value was enhanced by microbes, Bacillus subtilis, and Rhizops oligosporus. So natto and tempeh is better for health. And many professors about 100 years ago recommend to eat natto because we are not familiar eating meat and we didn't drink milk. So we may eat fish, but sometimes it is difficult to eat fish. So many professors told that you should eat natto. And natto is very famous in poor places in Japan. For example, North place, Hokkaido. Because Hokkaido was poor places because of no agricultural product. Because as yeah, it's very cold. And many professors in my university recommend to eat natto to Hokkaido people. So, about 3 generations ago, some professor called natto professor, Professor Natto, something like that. And natto contribute on Japanese health indeed, because cheap, just $1. Maybe $1 is very expensive now. About 10 years ago, $1 is very cheap, but now $1 is very expensive. So especially vitamins, we have many. So this is very important food. We have many natto in the world, especially Southeast Asia. In Myanmar, this is also natto. I don't know how to make this, but it seems like sorry, I don't know, bread or something like that. Anyway, this is also natto. And Myanmar Kachin State stringly natto. This is similar to Japanese natto. Indeed, when I was young, I couldn't eat natto. But now we have very good sauce. Yes, and I can eat natto. In Nepal, this is also natto. That is fermented in newspaper and cardboard box. So this is easy. So anyway, Bacillus subtilis are spread, and there are so many bacillus such as, or many bacillus in soils and in environment. So probably this is also fermented by bacillus, but maybe different from bacillus, such as. But anyway, this is very interesting fermentation process. So this is also natural fermentation. Sometimes we have the smell of ammonium, but they can eat, and because of rich nutrition, we had better eat. Now we talk about tea. You know, tea, we have many teas. Indonesia, you drink tea? Yeah. Which kind of tea? We have the non-fermentation tea and semi-fermentation tea and fermented tea and post-fermented tea we have. Okay. Unfermented tea is now famous as Japanese tea, especially in Thailand, probably in Indonesia also. This is matcha in Japanese. And semi-fermented tea is oolong tea. Probably you know oolong tea. And black tea means English tea. This is also fermented tea, but these are enzymatic fermentation, not microbial fermentation. we have the post-fermented tea. We call that, for example, pu'er tea in China and miang, Thailand. Miang is not for drinking, but eating. And in Japan, we have four kinds of post-fermented teas. Post-fermented tea means microbially fermented tea, but natural fermentation. And this become, I think, rich nutrient, I hope. And very complicated story, so I will not talk about that story. Probably I cannot talk in English. But anyway, these teas are very familiar in my hometown. So we have four kinds of fermented teas. In Indonesia, which kind of tea you drink? This? No, probably no. This or this? Which one? Or fermented tea?
Maybe we drink matcha, oolong tea, and black tea.
Every tea. Yeah, so similar to Japan.
Yeah, but for dark tea, maybe we didn't find it here.
Yeah, you have no. So pu'er tea you can get in from China and Myanmar, Thailand. If you go to Thailand, Yoren-san, you will go to Thailand soon. I hope
I hope too.
to see Kubo-san.
Kuo-san and Pampang.
Yeah, Pampan, yes. What is the job of Pampan?
Pampang working in company.
Yeah. He has a job.
He has a job.
Oh, good.
And he already have a good car.
Ah,
Yeah.
oh, good. He became rich.
Rich.
So this is how to make matcha. I asked Chappy to produce how to make matcha. So if you see this kind of pictures, you may understand, you may suppose that this is made by ChatGPT. You know, ChatGPT. You just ask, then you can make. Sometimes this arrow, they made a mistake, but in this case, it is okay. You will harvest and steam and remove steams and grit. And this is green tea. Okay. So this is like a raw tea. Raw means fresh tea without fermentation. And this is also Chappy made. This is the Arbancha. So we have four kinds of microwave fermented tea. One is Ishizuchi black tea and urban tea and Koishi tea, child tea, bata bata tea, bata bata cha. This is our bunch of production process showing. Very similar to matcha, but the fermentation process. Harvesting and steaming, very similar. Deflowering, this is like for breaking the leaf. And fermentation, you just put in anaerobic condition, not aerobic condition. Then natural lactic acid ferment this and just drying in sunlight to kill microbes. And aging sorting, and you have Awaban tea. This is also famous. And, oh, sorry. I should show this first. So we have the microbial fermented tea in Japan for places and public tea, Ryupu tea, pu'er tea, tan tea, and mian. Mian is not tea, but eating the tea leaf. Indeed, tempura. Leaf tempura is very good. I think Yoran-san ate when we went to mountain. No, she didn't eat. She brought back because that is what Ramadan. So anyway, in these places, we have many microbial fermented tea. Probably there must be in Indonesia. If you try to find, you can find. And you can write one paper. Anyway, one student in my laboratory isolated and identified lactic acid bacteria. And this is our Ban tea. Okay. This shows a place like a town. Okay. This is Isuzuchi Kurocha, different. Isuzu black tea. And Miyoshi town and Kamikatsu town and Naka town. And they isolated microbes and identified. There are many microbes, but dominant in Naka and Kamikatsu is Lactobacillus pentosus. This is Lactobacillus. About 4 years ago, it was Lactobacillus. Lactobacillus pentosus. And in Miyoshi town, produced tea was fermented by Lactobacillus plantarum. This is also, this is a very famous Lactobacillus. So it depends on place, regions. I don't know why. They focusing and trying to find why this is different. But anyway, we don't know. And we found different microbes, species fermented. This is Ishizuchi kurocha fermentation. Ishizuchi kurocha means black tea fermentation process. This is slightly different from our bancha. They harvest. This is also made by Chappie. Anyway, and they have two-step fermentation. This two-step is very important in Japan. In primary fermentation phase, they use aspergillus. And second step, lactobacillus. But in any cases, this is natural fermentation. And this is primary fermentation is aerobic conditions. And this is carried out in mountain. Because fermentation by aspergillus increase the temperature. So relatively cold place we have to ferment. So Ishizuchi is a name of mountain. Fuji Mountain is famous in the world, but Ishizuchi is the most higher mountain in Shikoku area. Anyway, primary fermentation is by aspergillus, and second fermentation is lactic acid bacterium. I will show you which kind of. Anyway, this is secondary fermentation. First is in wood box because of aeration. And second is in plastic box or anyway, anaerobic conditions. And we can make this kind of teas. And this is traditional method for making post-fermented tea. And indeed, this area, the area producing this tea was a poor place in Japan. And they export this to rich area to get some money. So, like Wakayama City, where I was born, my city was rich, not because of me. About 400 years ago, Wakayama City was very rich indeed, but now very poor city now. Anyway, so historically we have the very important stories, but I cannot tell you history. Anyway, this is two-step fermentation. And this is the leaf, not so expensive leaf. And you just cut the leaf, that's enough. Generally, matcha, in the case of matcha, we harvest just here, not here, okay? But in the case of Isuzu culture, every leaf is okay. And after fermentation, this become a price like matcha. So very expensive indeed in Japan. Now, because not so many people produce this. You can get it in internet, but probably $20. And this is an analysis of NGS, next generation sequencer. And they identified genus. No, not family. This is family. No, genus. No, sometimes genus. Okay. Anyway, one is before fermentation. Sorry. This is destroy process. No, sorry. This is analysis of eukaryote microbe, like yeast and aspergillus. And one is before fermentation, and two after primary fermentation. Three is after secondary fermentation. Okay. So one is no domestic, no, dominant microbes. Here. But after primary fermentation, here, black is aspergillus. So aspergillus become dominant, but just genus. I don't know which kind of aspergillus. And after secondary fermentation, not big difference because of this is eukaryotic. And Yorani sensei knows well about Aspergillus niger. No, niger, not niger. Flavus. So Aspergillus flavus produce aflatoxin.
Aflatoxin.
that is mycotoxin and toxic substance. So my colleague wonder there may be toxic substances, and they checked, and he found there's aflatoxin. So after that, every year they have to check aflatoxin free or not. So probably I'll talk about that next time, but probably natural aspergillus is dangerous, may produce aflatoxin because this is a natural fermentation. So anyway, this is a eukaryotic profile. This is a bacteria prokaryotic profile. And before fermentation and after primary fermentation, and 3 is after secondary fermentation. Here, there is some description, but indeed, this is mitochondria. You know, mitochondria. Mitochondria is bacterium. Origin is so aerotaconema, they describe, but this is mitochondria. About this is more than 5 years ago, and we didn't use good programs, and we cannot remove no, sorry, not mitochondria. I forget the name. Mitochondria also, but I forget the English name. Algae. What that? 葉緑体 in Japanese, I forget. Anyway, this is not microbes. Anyway, and if you see after secondary fermentation, dominant become this, so lactobacillus. So lactic acid bacterium become a dominant. So under anaerobic conditions, many fermentation food controlled by lactobacillus or lactic acid bacterium. So that is very important. Probably we have long stories with lactobacillus, and lactobacillus help us for living, I think, because once lactobacillus become dominant, it become low pH, and human being can eat without thinking about infections. So we can survive because of lactobacillus. Anyway, we have no dominant, but after secondary fermentation, we found lactobacillus become dominant. This is natural fermentation. Oh. So next is pickles. You have, this is aka. This is famous.
Acar. We call
Acar.
it acar.
Acar. Indonesia. I don't know how to make. This is fermented.
Yeah, this is fermented.
Okay. And in Japan, we use rice bran pickles. So, you know, this is rice bran, and we put these plant to here, and lactic acid become dominant. And we eat this as pickles. This is also fermentation. Alcohol. You shouldn't see alcohol. But anyway, we have many alcohol. Beer and Japanese alcohol and many spirit. This is also fermentation product. So this shows the beer producing process. Okay. The important point is degradation and fermentation. We have two-step fermentations. Okay. You know beer. You didn't drink beer, but you know beer. Okay. And really, berry and malting and boiling and fermentation like this. And here, what they are doing, they are breaking starch and proteins for the energy of next fermentation. So, here, aspergillus, what they did, they break down some high molecular weight molecule, like starch or cellulose or proteins for lactobacillus. Similar. So not every, many fermentation food is two-step. One is breaking high molecular weight substances, like starch and proteins. And starch become a glucose, and this will be a energy for growing microbes. This is very important for microbes. And protein is degraded to amino acid. So this is very important for tasting. So we have the two-step for many fermentation foods, especially from plant, because we have to break down. Okay. And then beer is made like this. First step is saccharification, and the second stage is fermentation by yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, or some other. It depends on countries. Okay. Oh. Anyway, this is alcohol. I will talk later, but probably tomorrow. Next time I will talk about two-step fermentations. So I will make this the last presentation today. You know sushi? You know? Okay. And narezushi. Yohani Sensei, did you see this?
Yeah,
Okay.
Miki Kubo
Yeah.
did this research.
Yeah. Narezushi is very famous in Japan. Narezushi is a derivation of sushi, is a traditional Japanese food made by fermenting salted fish, meat, and cooked rice together. So fish is here and rice here. This is fermentation food. And this is this narezushi is made in my hometown. And every prefecture, every part of Japan have their own narezushi. And this is very interesting for studying what kind of microbe growing. This is also natural fermentation. So this shows the distribution of narezushi in Japan. Okay, in Hokkaido. Here is Hokkaido. I should show this picture first. I was born here and I studied here. I have a job here. I get to become a professor here. And now I am talking with you here, from here. Anyway, Hokkaido, we have Izushi. And Gifu Prefecture, Ayuzushi is very famous. Ayu is a sweet fish, very famous in Gifu. Yorani-san, did you eat? Did you
Yeah,
eat? Yeah,
sweet fish.
yeah. And in Wakayama Prefecture, mackerel
Mackerel.
is a source of fish. And many sushis we have. And I think Southeast Asia, many countries have their own fish fermented food. Probably Indonesia, you have, no?
In Kalimantan City, I think that they have some things like narezushi, but narezushi, they cover it using leaf, right, Sensei?
Yeah,
But in Kalimantan, in Dayak, I don't know how to name it. Maybe the student know it. Rendra tahu ini nggak Rendra? Ada makanan di Kalimantan yang dia itu difermentasi pakai ikan dan pakai nasi. Apa ya namanya ya? Di suku Dayak itu apa ya namanya ya?
Bentar Bu, saya cari dulu.
Ya.
but
Hmm, I don't know how
okay.
to.
Anyway, you
Hmm?
have similar food.
Yeah, we have it.
You shouldn't tell,
Hmm.
because that can be the answer of some student.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe student
How can I say that? Actually, I never make it by myself,
yeah.
but how can I say, there is someone, they make a video how to make it nare sushi, but from Indonesia nare sushi. So they catch how can I say, get fish and salt, and then they put it rice,
Yeah.
and then they ferment it more than 30 days, maybe more than 30 or 2 months.
Yeah.
How about in Nare Sushi, Sensei? How many?
Narezushi is more than 1 week.
Oh, more than 1 week.
But we have the 30 years old narezushi.
Oh,
That become liquid,
mm,
not like sushi,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it seems milk.
Mm,
That is very expensive because 30
yeah,
years
yeah. Is it not spoilage, Sensei?
not spoiled.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I didn't eat.
Yeah.
Of course, it may be spoilage. It depends on you.
Yeah.
The most important point of narezushi or this kind of food is we have the sometimes dangerous microbe,
Yeah. Mm.
especially
And how about meat, Sensei? Is it in Japan they fermented it like a pork or a cow? Is it?
meat. We don't,
Yeah,
we don't,
meat. Oh, you
we don't,
didn't fermented it.
there
Oh.
may be, but that is
Mm,
not famous
mm,
because we have know about 400 years or 200 years ago, we have no habitation of eating meat.
Oh, oke.
Fish is yeah.
Hmm.
Some when I was a student, when I was in Hokkaido,
Hmm.
every year at least one people would die because of
Ah, oke.
disease.
Hmm.
But I forget the name.
Hmm.
But botulinus,
Oh ya, botulinus. Hmm.
Clostridium botulinum, that produce toxin.
Hmm. Ya, ya, ya.
Yeah. So, but now these are made by some special technical persons, or we studied how to control.
Kontrol. Hmm.
Yeah, and now there is no man that die by especially for fermentation food.
Hmm.
So anyway, in Japan, these are very important foods for us. How to make. So fish is salted or sorry, this is not correct. Desalting is here. So anyway, we salt fish.
Hmm.
So you should salt powder you put on fish, and that is for 1 month, and desalting like this in water. And sorry, sushi homing like this, and pack in a barrel, and put the weight and filled with water. Because why filled with water? Because no for making anaerobic conditions,
Hmm.
not oxidizing conditions. Fermentation 4 to 3 days a week average. So, but sometimes 30 years. That is surprising. Anyway, when I was a primary school student, every year I got this bottle from my grandmother's hometown.
Hmm.
This is connecting with some ceremony.
Hmm.
So very traditional food in Japan, in Wakayama Prefecture. This is a kind of narezushi, saba narezushi, mackerel narezushi. So this is a narezushi and the production. Okay, why I put this picture? Anyway, this is after fermentation. And we studied the fungal microbe of Kishu. Now, this is Kishu narezushi by NGS analysis. And we found this is a fungal microbe, I mean, the eukaryote microbes. What is the dominant? So there is not so good. We couldn't find it dominant, but so this is dates. And fish, and here is fish, and here is boundary part and rice center part. R is rice center. So the mackerel and center and here we analyzed. And here is Purico Poronares and Saccharomyces tetare. I don't know. I cannot pronounce well. Anyway, some yeast was growing in the analysis by focusing on eukaryote. No, no. And this is, no, what? No, this is not correct. Not fungal. Please forget this. Bacterial microbiome of tissue narezushi. Okay? Similar to this, but different result. You see lactobacillus, yellow, become dominant after fermentation. So I can tell that lactobacillus or lactic acid bacterium become dominant. But we cannot say what microbe is dominant. Indeed, this is a microbiome analysis using NGS. This is a principal coordinate analysis based on the unweighted unifrac distance. So this is a statistic method to characterize the microbiome. And there is no reproducibility in the microbial community. So microbial community is very complicated. And it seems fermentation is not reproducible so well. But if you see, one batch is similar. So each batch is similar, but totally scattered. And we cannot say reproducible. But anyway, if you say lactic acid bacterium fermented, it is correct. We check the levels of organic acid. That is key to flavor. And we found the amount of succinic acid that is key taste in narezushi was very producible. So we cannot say microbial biomes are reproducible, but taste can be similar because of just producing organic acid and lactic acid, I think. Next time, I will start from the world's three smelliest fermented food. Very good taste indeed. Okay, some questions? I think this almost time. No?
Any question from student? Ada pertanyaan?
Maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ya, Salmita.
Yes, thank you, Miss. Let me introduce myself. My name is Somita Sakina. I'm from graduate school, majored in biotechnology in 2025. I have some questions for Professor about the cheese because you said earlier about the kind of cheese. So, you said the kind of cheese. So, what the difference are the cheese and how the quality is? And then are there many fermented foods in Japan that use engineered bacteria? For example, like GMO, because as biotechnologists, I wonder, uh, are Japan's allowed the GMO using engineered bacteria in foods in now. Uh, just all that's all, Miss.
Yeah.
Officially, we don't use, and especially in the area of Hokkaido, strictly controlled, and we don't have GMO indeed, and that is not opened in Japan.
Mm.
We know many, but the Japanese people do not like GMO, so secretly they use.
Mm.
I know one professor who produced natto using GMO. So for he's like a Protestant. It's okay. Answer is okay. I catch your question.
So how about the cheese, Professor? About the quality of the kind of cheese you
Cheese.
mentioned. Yes, cheese, the kind of cheese, what the difference are and how the quality is.
Ah, you should eat.
Yeah.
Ah, this is soft, and this taste is salty and very strange smell. You asking flavor and taste, and
Yes, Prof.
yeah, this is soft. And indeed, I couldn't eat cheese when I was young, small boy, when I was in primary school. But after aging, probably I lost the tasting capacity and become resistant to cheese. Please try to taste. It may be rich that you can ask Yoran Sensei to buy cheese. That education.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed, I first eating of blue cheese is in lecture. My professor brought many kind of cheese.
Ah.
It was a very good experience.
Uh,
So
yeah,
that is now Professor Yorani-san's duty.
to bring a cheese in class.
Yes. It's okay.
Okay,
So many people want to ask me, well, strange, not Japanese, very active students.
Thank you, Sensei.
Yeah.
So, is it okay for the question, Salmita?
okay, arigato, sensei.
Oh, arigato.
Arigato. So for next question from Diva, maybe Diva.
Okay, thank you, Bu Yolani. I Diva Amanda, and I have introduced to you. Um, I never try natto, but I
Oh,
heard, correct me if I'm wrong, natto has a strong smell uh, and has a slime texture that makes it look like a spoilage food. But how can we decide if a food is safely fermented or just spoilage?
probably if you smell, you can see.
Mm.
In the case of spoilage, that smell become ammonia.
Mm.
My friend tried to make natto by himself, but he couldn't succeed, and the smell was like ammonia.
Mm.
But now I don't know the smell of natto because I every day I eat natto, so I become familiar to natto.
Mm. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Sometimes for foreigners, natto is difficult to eat.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But tempeh is good.
So
I
from
will
the
try.
appearance, we couldn't see it, right, Sensei? But from the smell, we can know that this is spoilage or not.
Yeah.
From appearance, we couldn't.
Sometimes tempeh is becomes spoiled.
Tempeh become a spoilage and the rhizopus become black. So
Ah,
how can I say that? You have that photo. So the tempeh, the rhizopus of the tempeh is white, but if it's a spoilage, it's become a black.
oh,
Yeah, but in some, how can I say that? In some city, the people eat that spoiled tempeh. We call them tempeh bongkrek, and because of we couldn't know this is from rhizopus or aspergillus, so a
yeah.
lot of people die because of that.
Mm.
Mm, yeah. Okay. So Diva, did you catch the answer? Are you happy for that?
Maybe enough.
Okay, thank you very much. And
Thank
then
you.
next
Thank you.
for Rendra.
Yes, thank you, Miss Yolani. Hajime Sensei. My name
That's
is
right.
Rendra, but you can call me Ren for short.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask, like, of a bread from Hokkaido that called shokupang. Nah,
Yes.
nah, I just curious how Japanese people made this shokupang. I see the video and YouTube that it's look like smooth bread and cut like cotton. It's very smooth and I think it's very good smell. So I just wondering, like, and curious how Japanese people made this bread. So if I know that how to make this bread, I can try it at my home. Maybe that's my question. Thank you.
Yeah, very difficult. It is very difficult question because I cannot make, but we have the automatic machines, bread making machines.
Hmm.
So if you use that, you can easily make.
Is it from Saccharomyces sensei, the
Yes,
stuff?
yes, we have
Oh,
to use,
okay.
yeah,
Hmm.
and we had better buy Saccharomyces
Hmm.
powder.
The powder. Hmm.
Yeah, that is made for making bread very easy.
Hmm.
And we studied how to resistant to drying because we have to sell by after drying. Sometimes yeast is very sensitive to for drying, so we have to stabilize yeast. That was about 20 years ago. It was the main target for yeast scientists.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So Rendra, did you get the answer of your question?
Yes, Miss, but I just want to share one thing. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay.
So it's about narezushi. So I just
Yeah.
want to share that narezushi from Indonesia is made from fish,
Yeah.
rice, and salt. So it's like frying together, and then we
Mm.
just ferment it. Not like Japanese narezushi that
Oh.
roll it with fish. We just fry it together, and then we ferment it. But
Hmm.
Oh.
the name is narezushi is called pakasam and wadi. So the difference, two of them, that pakasam is just made like the frying together, but wadi is just frying, but not frying hot. It just like combine and mix that salt, fish, and rice together, so it's fermented. And the taste is, I think, it's very good because like there is taste sour, so and then smell is very strong. And I never taste it, but I think it's look delicious. Maybe Mrs. Yolani can send you to the Japan,
Okay,
the pakasam.
thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you very much for your information.
yeah. Thank
I
you,
think
Please
Rendra.
write that for your homework.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think that's it for me. Arigato sensei.
ありがとうございます。Thank you.
Thank you, Rendra. And then the last question from Farhan.
Yes, thank you for the chance. Um, I want to reintroduce myself. My name is Farhan Eunika, but you can call me Farhan, and I'm really curious about the natto from Nepal because it was shown in the presentation in the PowerPoint that they use cardboard box or newspaper to kind of incubated the soybeans, and I'm very curious does it have a product because for making tempeh we use pelepah pisang, daun pisang, banana leaves, and I'm just curious that if using newspaper will have any other effect to the end product, like maybe the ink from the newspaper. And thank you.
Yeah, indeed, probably for me, this is privilege. But anyway, probably bacillus species produce spore,
Yeah.
and after boiling, they stay there. Probably origin of bacillus may be beans or some air. Maybe, of course, there must be in newspaper, there must be many microbes. So after boiling, they still alive. So that means probably that is the reason we can eat. But I cannot promise you that I can eat. For me, spoilage.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So spoilage or not is depend on the person.
Yes, 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 of course. And country.
Yeah. Yeah, so Farhan, maybe there is some things that we didn't know. There is a effect in the, how can I say that, in the fermented food. Yeah, so maybe there is a effect for that. Yeah, so Farhan, is it okay for your question?
Okay, thank you, Miss, and thank you, Sensei.
Thank you.
Sensei, is it okay if there is a two
Yeah,
to
of
ask
course,
it?
of
Okay.
course, of
So,
course.
yeah, so next for Ashvia. Ashvia.
Yeah, thank you, Bu Yolani, for the opportunity. I want to say thank you for Professor Hitoshi for the presentation.
Thank you.
And I feel so happy when I heard about the narezushi. So I want to ask about that, about the fermentation process. If the fermentation time is longer than 30 days, what will happen, and will it tastier, or how? And how can we find the narezushi in Japan? Is it sell at convenience store or mini market, like yeah,
in mini market, and I wonder about the expiration, about the expiration date.
Yeah, thank you. Indeed, we can buy narezushi in some sushi bar.
Mm.
That is special case. You cannot buy narezushi in 7-Eleven convenience store.
Or
And
kanesue. Kanesue.
kanesue. No. Kanesu is a good shop for student. What she asked me? Narezushi? What? Another question.
How about is it your question, Ashvia? Is it if the fermentation more than 30 days?
Yeah,
Is it next year or?
yeah.
Mm,
It depends on like personal.
mm,
My mother like well fermented
mm.
narezushi, and you can eat until at least 30 years.
30 years, Sensei?
Yeah, I told you 30 years, not
30 year.
30 years. It become like
Liquid?
liquid.
Yeah, liquid.
Yeah. So it is very expensive, but you can drink more than 30 years. So there must be some point
Mm,
or good for each person.
mm,
For me, 1 week is better.
mm,
But for my mother, maybe 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks.
mm. Okay, okay.
See?
Okay,
So
so
more spoilage
more.
at least 30 years.
Yeah, yeah. Ah, so Ashvia, did you catch the answer? Are you happy for that?
Ashifia-san, you like cherry blossom?
Yes, I really want to go to Japan actually, Professor.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah, yeah, you should go.
Yeah. And taste narezushi.
Yeah, and
Yes,
taste analysis.
I really want to try it.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Prof.
thank you.
Do you have planning to go to Japan soon, Ashvia?
I don't have any, but I'm looking for the opportunity, Miss.
Mm, to continue your PhD maybe
Oh my God, amin.
in Iwahashi's friend's laboratory.
If you come to Narita, I can pick up.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Sensei. And for the last question from Feni Febriani Hamzah.
Well, am I audible, Bu?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for the chance for to Bu Yolani and Sensei Hitoshi. So my question is kind of similar with Asvia. So I want to ask about what are the key differences between short-term and long-aged fermented products such as cheese and wine, because they say they assume that the longer the aging, the better the quality. Is this scientifically justified in terms of physicochemical properties or microbial and biochemical processes?
Mm.
Thank you.
So I cannot catch, sorry.
Okay. Fanny, is it your question about which one is better, shorter or longer fermentation for wine and what kind of the food that you mentioned before? Wine and?
Because they assume that the longer the aging, the better the quality. Jadi katanya tuh
Iya.
katanya kalau wine sama keju itu kan Bu, dia lebih lama tuh
Lebih
bakal
lama tuh lebih bakalan enak
lebih
tuh.
enak,
Oke.
bahkan it's more expensive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Sensei, how can I say that?
I catch, I
Yeah,
think.
you catch it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but it's very difficult because
mm,
I'm not so rich to drink
wine.
wine. So long time storage.
Mm,
So I don't know what is happening, and but some rich people say old is good.
All is good. So, Sensei, when I read some book about wine,
Yeah,
they say that it depend on the quality of the grape that they use. So, for example, they have a physical and chemical, like a chemical and chemical compound there. So sometimes, for example, if you want to make it longer, it's become more acid and it's not good for you. So if you want to make it, how can I say that, shorter, it's become I don't know, there is a tannin there to make
yeah,
it,
yeah,
I don't know, it's become a bitter. Yeah.
yeah,
So it's depend on the wine that you want to use. So if they say that a longer is make it better quality, when I read that book they say that it's wrong. So it's
yeah.
depend on the wine that you wants to catch, you wants to get.
And
So
sometimes it depends on years.
depend
When
on what.
when the grape was
Mm.
produced.
Yeah, the grape what produce.
So
Yeah.
it depends on years.
Mm.
2000 or 2001, or so it was very hot and it was
Mm.
very cold and
Yeah,
rainy or drying.
drying. It's depend
Uh,
on the grape too.
yeah. And what I know is wine become old, that just vinegar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wine become all is just vinegar. I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Mm,
So now you can drink.
yeah. Mm. So, Fanny, did you catch the answer? Are you happy for that?
Yes, Bu. Thank you, Sensei. Thank you, Bu
Thank you.
Yolani.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. Very
Anyway,
active student.
yeah, Sensei.
Very good.
Very good. I hope that next weeks the
Yeah.
uh the active student will
Yeah.
ask more and more question and
So I
yeah.
don't have to prepare so many PowerPoint.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much for the student. I hope that for next week we still have the lecture, series lecture. Actually, we have a four lecture. This is the first one, and then next will be the second one. Maybe you can see it in the bio Unpad Instagram, and you can find it, the, how can I say that, the poster. And if you want to join, just join it in the class with the same uh, link Zoom. So I'm already setting this link Zoom, and you can join it. And if you want to, how can I say, curious about another food science, in the first May, we have a guest lecturer too, from Irlandia, so you can join too. Yeah, Sensei. Thank you very much, Sensei,
Thank you very
for
much.
your time.
You
Uh,
are resistant hearing my talk.
I, pardon me. Could you repeat?
It's okay, just a joke.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm
Don't
so
have to
sorry.
worry.
Okay, okay. So for everyone, thank you very much. See you next week.
See you next week.
Yeah,
Thank
see you
you.
next week.
Arigato.
Arigato gozaimasu.
ありがとうございます。
Ya, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Sensei.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Miss Yolani.
Ya, sampai ketemu
Sensei.
minggu depan.